Okay, here we go. Why PvP, particularly Battlegrounds, is completely dog poop. Why it's awful. Now, this is just my opinion. The Battlegrounds itself is not boring at all. It is extremely fun, especially when you're playing with very good players also. Now, as you can see, I'm low CP. I just started hit max level last week and just endlessly grinded to get to 160 CP, then started grinding all the necessary skill lines, like fighter skills, downbreaker, smiting, and undaunted for these because they're extremely good in PvP. Now, why am I talking about this? Battlegrounds is actually fun, and the PvP in this game is a lot more unique than other MMOs in a sense where you rely strictly on resource management, animation canceling, and what have it. It's just that was amazing for me. That's one of the main selling points for me to get into this game was. However, if you're good, and I mean really good, if you end up on the leaderboards, in my first week, I was extremely pumped with the fact that I was ranked 7th in LAN games and top 40 in the other two, in deathmatch and whatever. Now, why do I say this? You get this at the end of the week once the leaderboards closes. Now, as you can see over here, I have yet to do any games, as it started about it just started again today, but I'm just not interested. Now, why? The rewards, dude. Like I invested all this time to get really good at the game, and mind you, I was really, really bad. The first few days, I tried to copy a lot of builds. I tried to incorporate that into my own gameplay until eventually I realized that's not how I wanted to play the game. Now the rewards. Let's talk about that. You get a golden item. Wow, you must be saying golden item's amazing. However, it is complete dog shit. I'm sorry, that's the only way I can describe it. The item you get of legendary quality is one of the same item you get from just winning Battlegrounds. The Night Slayer, the Coward, that gives some garbage stats. Now, the reason I'm venting about this is, do you realize, ZeniMax, that no one uses the gear you give us because it's awful? I'm using Bloodspawn, Eternal Hunt, and Hunting Rage. And I also have 7th Legion. Those sets are a lot better than the crappy sets you're giving us in game. I say this because I want to be given some type of incentive to continuously be one of the top performers and end up on the leaderboards. If I'm gonna go through all that trouble and receive pretty much nothing, because even when I deconstructed it, I was fortunate enough to be extremely unlucky and not get the legendary material that's extracted from it, despite being maxed out in that skill line. So, another issue I want to address completely in a different video, if anyone cares to listen, is the PvP scene as a whole and ZeniMax's failure at expanding it and making it just evolving the scene when they can with ease if they intended to, but they do not. So I'll just leave that for another day. The rewards itself is what the primary focus of this is going to be on. I invest all that time. I expect to be rewarded a little bit, you know? Players want to play at the highest level, they want to feel something worthwhile. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. Now, when I complain about this, a lot of people in the PvP community share the same thoughts. People that don't play PvP, mainly Battlegrounds, consider it to be one of the smallest aspects of the game, and they're like, you can't complain about one small aspect and expect them to change it. Well, what's a small aspect for them is a huge aspect for us, because some of us play this strictly for Battlegrounds, for instance. And that's one of the main reasons I got into this, because I love playing Battlegrounds. I love playing PvP. That's just how I am. So, there's one thing I want you you know, draw from this video is I'm just at a loss for words, really. I really think they can do a lot better. I really feel they don't. They're just out of touch with the PvP community. I don't know how they can justify such shitty rewards. I just feel like I'm wasting my time. It was fun, don't get me wrong, but I played to feel you want to be rewarded for being at the top. When I played World of Warcraft, when I got Duelist several seasons and I achieved 2.4k rating, if anyone's familiar with what that means, is it's just a distinction between you and other players that you have achieved very high rating. I never got Gladiator, but if you did achieve Gladiator, you receive a custom-made Gladiator mount that only you can obtain through being the top 0.5% in the arena ladder. There is a lot of improvements ZeniMax can do, and this game has been out for 4 years, 5, going on 5 now. So I would just sincerely, along with a lot of other people, we would greatly appreciate if they will just invest a bit more in us rather than continuously bombard us with the freaking Crown store and telling us to buy all this furniture and these limited time houses. You know, I'm gonna continue rambling if I keep talking. I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the matter of how I personally feel through my very small experience, my limited experience thus far. But I do plan to continue to play and get better as a player. And yeah, I just want to see if anyone shares my feelings towards this or if they like the system in place. Please let me know. And yeah, that's about it. Take care, guys. I'm off.